Today on Mysterious Morsels, we're talking about trolls. Well, I guess I should really expand that. Trolls, leprechauns, Rumpelstiltskin, any little tiny monster-like annoying thing that's gross that comes out of a shire or a hobbit or a underground cave or turns into a rock, hides somewhere, dwells in an attic. I used to call them troll doors, those little tiny attic doors that people have. I think they're all in a big category. They're basically mystical creatures, although random origins come from everywhere. I mean, obviously the Irish claim the leprechaun. Trolls are technically Norwegian, and you could argue that it's some sort of miniature creature. South Americans don't really care for them. They call them duendes. It's just the idea. It's like basically the roaming gnome. What seems so harmless as a Travelocity icon can actually wreak havoc. South Americans tend to think that they're more troublemakers and they just do mischievous little things. It's definitely not a person or entity that you want to meet up with. Some people claim that they have like a Cheshire cat kind of a smile, grin, or evil teeth. Rumpelstiltskin had that whole I guess snapping, for lack of better wording, of all his body parts, and when he finally gets wiped out, he kind of crushes onto himself, all his bones snap, and he gets sucked into the ground, into a hole in the wall, he puts his heel into the floor, and then a chasmic hole sucks him in, but he gets all crumpled up together, like a crumpled rumple, if you will. I've seen that happen before. You see that too in a lot of horror movies where I know they do it in Paranormal Activity, and one of them that there's just like the body kind of closes in on itself and snaps together like a suitcase. I hate that. It's freaky. It's like when people walk on ceilings upside down. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's so unnatural. It bothers me. It's like watching an animal talk or something. It's just weird. But those little creepy leprechaun things, I don't know. I'm not a fan of them. I think that they are a very good base of horror from lore all over different cultures and countries, and everybody's kind of got their backstory. Most people dismiss them as just mischievous, but they're just but they can be evildoers. They can be true evildoers. They can go after lots and lots of goodness, or they'll steal the kid, or they'll go after your money, or steal your pot of gold, or they take away your happiness, or they want to make problems for you. It's like they're always up to no good. But it's almost like they're not happy unless they're wreaking havoc and causing a problem, and then they laugh about it. And that's kind of the perverted part. It's that they get their jollies out of making everybody else miserable. Sadly, I know a lot of people like that, but they're just, I don't know, and it's doubly terrifying because they're small. So it's like you don't expect such a problem from a small person. And it's not per se like dwarfs. It's just more like the idea, you don't think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and they're mean. But trolls, although granted the movie Trolls kind of pushed it in the other direction, but any kind of I'll say evil troll, leprechaun, Rumpelstiltskin type product, they can do bad things, and they're tiny, so they get in and out of little spaces, or they disappear quickly. And I guess you could argue wisps and things like that, I don't know, just little accessory, not necessarily non-existent entities, but just a thing. A wisp is literally almost like a fairy, and fairies are generally supposed to be positive. And if you think about it, and you really get into all of the folklore of it, I mean, you could argue that mermaids and sirens, they're distractive, pretty girls that would then try to take the sailors away or crush them into rocks. But they could also be positive. So I guess it depends on with them, because everybody had their mission, their agenda. So if they were trying to, maybe they could be wooed or enticed with a deal or a bargain or something like that in a Rumpelstiltskin way. But they can kind of bleed into other people. So it's not just the trolls. I mean, you kind of think of the leprechauns as male. Rumpelstiltskin certainly was a male. Wisps, again, it's kind of more of like a thing than it is like a presence of femininity or masculinity. I don't really know. Mermaids and sirens you generally think of, or even muses, as feminine. Although muses are meant to be work with you and be positive. So I don't know. It can go either way, but all that kind of entity that's just there to wreak havoc, not my thing. And they bother me a lot. Anything small, it's like when children are in a horror movie. Anything small, if it can come at you and you don't know it, not a big fan. Definitely twice as terrifying. I kind of think of the first Pet Cemetery where Fred Gwynn is looking under the bed for the kid, and little Gage is rocking a scalpel and slices the back of his heel. Ugh. Gross. One of the greatest practical effects I've seen, especially on the back of a foot, but it gives me the willies every time I see it. So anytime it's like a small, evil presence or dark thing going after somebody, it's almost twice as terrifying because it's like you don't have a chance. You don't know where they're going to go. They can get away quickly. They're fast, and they're also laughing about it. So not a big fan. Not a big fan. Definitely belongs in the creepy, spooky, scary genre for sure. But let me know in the comments which one is your least favorite. What's the story with that? Did trolls turn you around and make you happy about them, or maybe even in Frozen, or are they equally depressing and not your thing? Tell me in the comments which one you like least, because I'm very curious. Or do you like them? And if so, please explain why, because I would love to know. Don't forget to scare that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because you totally should be. Mysterious Morsels tries to put something out at least a couple times a week, but certainly this is our time of year, so we try to rock out something cool every day, and hopefully you're enjoying all the spooky, macabre superstition and the like of lore around the world and different things that would make you go, So we'll have a couple links there at the end that you can check out some other videos. And again, I've written a couple books, so if you'd like to try reading the 7 Dreams that I put out on Amazon, or Ominous Tales, which is coming out soon, then I would appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next episode.